This video is just going to be a super raw, uncut, very unedited video of me just having a normal partner check-in call, partner success call with one of our partnering agents that we partner with a little over, I want to say a month and a half ago. He's a 7-figure agent out of Florida, and I just want to show you guys a very good example of if you are currently with a marketing agency or you've used one in the past, just the check-in calls that you guys should be having on a very consistent basis. So with us, we do every 2 weeks, we have an actual Google Meet. And then we also send every other 2 weeks that we're not meeting, we actually send Looms with update videos and just check in, like, do you have any questions? Do you have any ideas? Do you have any concerns? And so this is just a really good example of just what a true partnership should look like from both ends of the table, from the marketing agency perspective and the real estate agent perspective. And this really is evergreen. This could go for any niche. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive right in. And here is a partner success call and what it looks like with our company. I'll have to. And I really appreciate you trying to shoot that referral over to us. Unfortunately, we are very niche down to realtors, so we can try to provide the best service possible. And we're even trying to niche down even further to work with one type of lead, because that's how you really perfect a system, is like being as niche down as possible. So, I mean, I'd even like to ask you, because we're looking for feedback, we want to niche down to a specific type of lead, whether it's new construction, sellers, buyers, so that because we can really hone in our focus on having a system that's very, very successful for buyers and not splitting our attention from trying to generate all these different type of leads. And then we don't have a system that works half the time for new construction. It's like we want a system that works 99% of the time for one thing, if that makes sense. And we're just trying to figure out the kind of get feedback, I guess.
So I will tell you this. Going to look at what's the most lucrative thing to do, it would be seller leads. And where we are right now in our industry and the way because of the NAR settlement and all, seller leads are the ones that are most likely not only going to convert, but make money for the realtor.
Okay.
Because they're not sure what they're supposed to do with the buyers.
Right.
And the buyers don't even know, they've been told they don't even have to pay commission. They don't need a realtor,
Yeah.
So that's a harder sell, whereas the sellers, they want to sell, they want to get it done. So I would say sellers is the one lead. Now, the next part about sellers is having something that sets you apart from everybody else, because every seller, especially if it's an expired listing, every single seller gets to the point of they got 100 in one day. They'll have 100 realtors call them.
Yeah.
And so they get exhausted from realtors calling them. What you really need is a campaign for sellers that is all around we'll buy your house for cash.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what I use. I use a
cash offer.
We'll buy your house for cash. I have an investor that was his idea. Buy for cash. You'll find his website and stuff about it. But his part is all of us that are in his coaching program, he lets us make offers as many as we want on a house. The point isn't to buy the house. The point is for the person to go, well, I don't want to give up. He charges a 12% fee. Says, your house is worth $400. I would sell it on the market at $400. If I buy it for $400, I'm going to charge you 12% at closing that you're going to pay me as a convenience fee. Most sellers go, well, I don't want to pay that 12%. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Great. You should let the realtor sell it and keep that 12% in your pocket. Let them list it.
Right.
So that's the point of the whole thing, is to let them get the opportunity to list the house and show them, why they can get it done.
Right.
Because they might just go, you know what, I got 3 other houses that are better. Why don't we go look at these? And of course, they're probably their listings or, their company's listings or something else. But as the listing agent, I have no way of knowing who actually clicked on that. I have no way of following up with them with retarget leads or calling them or finding out, what did they like about it? Why aren't they asking to see it? I don't have any way of doing any of that because it's hijacked by somebody else. So I tell sellers, you want me to sell your house because I'm going to advertise your house to my buyers. I have, 5,000 buyers sitting in my database.
Yeah.
I'm going to email them about your house. I'm going to put it on Facebook about your house. I'm going to put it, I'm going to have a dedicated web page so when somebody looks at my ad on Facebook and they go to my landing page about your house, they get pixeled. I can now retarget them. So I go through a whole spiel about why you want me and not, your regular old agent who hasn't figured out how to run their business yet. And I say that, but those aren't just new agents. That's like 90% of the agents out there.
Yeah.
They've been doing how the brokers taught them to do it, which technically, while tools have increased in performance and stuff, the method hasn't changed in 100 years.
Yeah.
So if you were going to look at you were going to, niche down, I would say look for sellers, do it as a cash offer deal. Technically, I can buy a house anywhere in the country with my program.
Yeah, because what we're doing right now is like we're telling people that we get on board, like, because right now sellers are a lot more expensive within the market. Like you've probably noticed, if you run a sellers campaign, it's very difficult to get the leads below. Obviously it depends how much testing you do, but us coming in and just coming into a new market and split testing, I mean, we can get seller leads down to $15, mostly around $20, and we can get buyers around that $5, $6, $7 mark. So it's like the sellers are 3 to 4 times more expensive. So what we do is like we tell people we can get them in the door. Like, we want to make you money as soon as possible, so let's target buyers because you can just get so much opportunity there. And we'll target buyers. Once we get you something in the door and we can afford to target sellers, we can do some seller campaigns. But what we're noticing is just the lead generation for the sellers is it's not more difficult, but it is just more expensive.
Well, so I would tell you to change how you're doing your campaigns. I would stay for sellers. I wouldn't do a damn paid ad at all. I would do free stuff. So you and I tell you I want you to do sellers every week. I could send you 5, 6 different properties that you could market. Because now in Florida, and I'm not sure about everywhere else, but I do know in Florida, whenever we list a property, we get to choose whether we allow any broker to advertise. It's really easy. So I'm constantly marketing listings that are not mine.
Right.
But I'm marketing information about it, why you might want to do it. And I'm bringing them to landing pages that I've set up. So if you did that, you got free marketing, you're putting it out. Yeah. They just got to do a little bit of work of getting it to you.
Yeah.
You set up the landing pages for people to come to get information about that. And you're talking about, this house. So let's say it's in neighborhood, Sunny Isles, right? So you create a landing page, and not only do you have that house in Sunny Isles, you have others that people could look at,
right? Because
you can get that.
Yeah.
But more importantly, you have that person pixeled. You've got their contact information and pixeled because you've got them. Now you just do retarget ads. So that's what you pay for. Retarget ads to them about the selling thing, and hopefully get a drip campaign going that says why something that agent is providing value out of a drip campaign to that person, so that they go, let's talk about doing the listing. But I would take it that way, and not let Facebook have you compete with Zillow and Realtor.com.
Right. So okay, that makes a lot of sense. So I guess for getting that traffic, how are you getting that? You mentioned setting up landing pages, but how are you getting the traffic to the listing where you get their opt-in and then you get their information to do the retargeting? How are you getting the traffic there?
Okay, so in our ad, we put, we either have a link or we tell them go to our website.
Like so I guess so you're saying like advertise the listing, but you would have to run a campaign for that. I guess I thought you meant like maybe doing like calling or something, because you mentioned like free.
Oh no. So what I would do is this. I'll pick a property. Let's say it's in Sunny Isles. Right. Beautiful, 3-bedroom, 2-bath pool house, right? Yep. Under $500,000. So I would put an ad in Facebook Marketplace, and I could put it 5 or 6 different ways, because I would first talk about Hey, fantastic, you know, 3-bedroom, 2-bath pool house under 500,000 in Sunny Isles.
Right.
Reach out so we can tell you more about it, right? So that's the first one. But I could take the same property, the same thing, but now talk about, why Sunny Isles is great, and put another, later in the day, put another Facebook Marketplace ad free of why Sunny Isles is great, or reach out to me and, oh, by the way, this house is available. I would love to show you this and 7 others, because the first thing you tell you, there's X number of houses, right? So move to, are you thinking about moving to Florida? Sunny Isles is an awesome neighborhood to be in. We're an expert in that, and we've got this, these houses we can show you, blah, blah, blah. So you'd have reasons why they come. Now, all of those, the people would be pointed in that ad. They would be pointed to the page that you have set up. So let's just say for me, it was the DimitriTeam.com/Sunny Isles, right?
Sure.
So now I've got a landing page or a funnel. I use funnels in Go High Level. I got my page that is that property that I put information about it. Well, once they hit that page, they're pixeled.
Right.
Because Go High Level pixels them, right? I just tell it this is what I want. Boom, they're pixeled. They got my Facebook pixel. Same thing, after they've been there a minute, I can do a pop-up. Hey, we'd love to reach out to you.
Yeah.
Maybe it's I don't know. I don't like the word no obligation. It's more of like, let's date a bit and see if we like each other or something. But let us connect to you. We'd like to tell you more about Sunny Isles, or what are you thinking about, and basically get that there. Now I have another program which is Perfect Home Finder. So I would pop up something about, hey, look, I hope this house met your criteria, but if it didn't, that's not a problem. We can find you off-market properties. They don't have to even be on the MLS. No other realtor has access to them. We can find you that house that fits exactly what you want.
Yeah.
Let's get started here. And then they put their information.
Yeah.
And I've got it, and now it's in there, and I can start the drip campaign, and I can. Yeah. But my drip campaign in the beginning is the retarget ad.
Right.
That's got to be my drip campaign in the beginning.
Yeah. Interesting. And let's say you're not getting enough. Let's say you're not getting enough traffic through the free route. You could simply just run an ad to get the traffic there, and then you could also retarget them later on, obviously.
All right. Well, I'll give you another secret. Okay. So there's a company called Quazoo.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy. Well, I can buy. I don't know because I've been with them for a long time. But I just spent $1,000. I bought 100 leads, and I have 1 year to get my 100 leads. The agreement I have with them is that I get a lead, and if they fail to respond to me in the first 3 or 4 days, I just send them back to Quazoo, and it's credited back to my account, and I get my next. So my $1,000 gets me 100 guaranteed leads.
Okay.
Yeah, buyers or sellers, both. They're marketing more towards sellers. Okay. So there's no reason why you couldn't supplement that across your clients.
Right.
And they go everywhere in the country. So, I'm grabbing, Palm Beach. I'm doing it by county. And a lot of times they'll split big counties, north, middle, and south.
Yeah.
So I'm doing like Palm Beach, Martin, and St. Lucie. All right. And on average, I'm getting anywhere minimum 2 and up to 8 leads a day out of them.
Right. That's great, because also what we're trying to dial in is, because real estate is such a long turn cycle, like obviously we can get transfers within the first 2 to 3 weeks, but then there's still a cycle that these close, and it's a building the pipeline stage. And as you probably understand, you get agents in here that do not understand like that. Like, they're wondering why stuff isn't closing now or tomorrow. And we're looking at how we can get them a very, very quick win through the door. And that would also be a strategy that would work really well for that, because it's something that you can implement virtually instantly. And because paid ads, it takes a while to get that pipeline built up and for those consistents to be consistent. And so it's like we're wondering how we can get our clients a quicker win and provide value to them faster.
Yeah, well, I mean, those are strategies like, so my three ISAs that I've got, they are, they're doing all my social media stuff as far as like all the marketplace. So any listing I get or the listings of other brokers that we can do, they're putting that on Facebook Marketplace.
Right.
We're putting it in post, blog posts. We're putting it out on emails.
Email list.
And is what?
I was just finishing your sentence, like email list or
Yeah, email. Yeah, all of that. We're whatever we have, we're trying to use it 4, 5, 6 different ways if we can to really get maximum use. And that's why I said you can advertise shit, but you need your realtor to participate because this is what I need from you every Monday or every Friday, whatever. Ideally every Monday, I need you to put this together. Sit down on Sunday, you do this. So Monday morning, we've got that list ready to rock and roll and start, that week's set of campaigns based off of that. And you get them to participate and just guide them through. Here's your steps. You do this, this, and this. Send that to us, and and it goes from there.
Yeah.
But that is what I see as the way of really getting it done. I mean, I have been trying to build a team for 5 years. I've had a lot of realtors come in. I've trained a lot of people. Not one of them has lasted. And they don't last for 2 reasons. One is they listen to everybody else and how the brokers are, and they think they're supposed to be running their own business, which technically they are. But when you join a team, you're not. What you're supposed to be doing is being a good little employee and do what the hell I tell you.
Yeah.
Because when you start overthinking it, you think you're worth more money than you really are because you don't know how to do the shit I'm doing for you. I just make it look so easy. You think you can do it too.
Yeah.
And so then they get frustrated and they go, I'm giving up too much money. Well, hell, you haven't even made a sale. You haven't given up anything yet. It's all in theory.
Because what you understand, and I noticed right off the bat with just kind of everything you have set up in your marketing side of things is like the marketing, I mean, you don't really learn that stuff overnight. I mean, that's simply you being in the game for so long and understanding that what works and what doesn't work. And
right. Well, as one of my earlier jobs when I was in my, I guess I was in my 30s probably when I did this, but I worked for a large marketing agency in Virginia. Yeah, I learned from them like, oh, here's all the things, and then obviously, because of time and seeing stuff, yes, I've learned a lot, and I realize that there's a lot of ways to go after it, and it's important that you do and that you tie it all together so you can start measuring what's working, what's not working.
Yeah, that's the main thing. That's the main thing, is being able to measure it. Is it working? What's working better? Is it not working?
Right.
Yeah.
So all of that, is good. I mean, I was sitting there the other day going, how can I leverage Mason?
Yeah, exactly.
I want to go to Realtors. He's got the part that I find the most painful pain in the ass for me that he's good at. And how do I leverage him? And I go get agents, and I'm like, look, for X amount of money a month, I'm going to make sure you get X number of leads.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what we do. I mean, obviously, there's so many kinks that need to be built out, and we're really trying to create a good product here because there's plenty of marketing. I mean, leads is the easiest part. Anyone can go online, watch a few YouTube videos. Anyone can go watch 3-5 YouTube videos and put together a Facebook campaign. That's not the hard part. The hard part is getting these leads to turn into something. And we can do so much, obviously. Like, getting it to a live transfer is, from a lead generation company perspective, is really as far as we can get a lead. But what we also understanding that we need to help with is, just like you said, like, agents don't understand a lot of things, and I'm not an agent myself, so it's like we're understanding, like, we almost need to have, like, coaching on how to convert these type of leads and how to provide value to these type of leads, because so many agents are so reliant on just their friend told someone to use them. So by default, this lead is attached to them. You've probably noticed that, like, agents do not know how to work leads that aren't referrals, like, at all.
No, and they don't, and Right, and they don't know how to set up marketing. So just another thing. So let's take the listings that they're going to give you on Sunday, right? You can still hear me, right?
Yep, I can hear you. I'm just lagging a little bit.
Okay, good. Okay, yeah, I was going to say I thought it kind of lagged a bit.
Yep.
Those driving back to that funnel page, that static page for that, the information on that, which is designed to capture your contact info.
Yeah.
Pixel you and capture your contact info.
And packaging it all together.
Right. And it's like, here's what you do. On Sunday, this is what you're going to do. On Monday, this is what you're going to do. On Friday, this is what you're going to do. And, and just making that happen.
Yeah, and that's what we've noticed too. Like, what's so great with these bi-weekly calls that we have, and also we try to shoot over like Loom videos, is that agents just like to know stuff's happening. Like, they just enjoy knowing that stuff is at least happening. Ads are getting edited, ads are getting audited, they're getting checked out, leads are being contacted. Right. And we've noticed that's huge as well, is just relaying information like, hey, things are happening, things are being done behind the scenes, we've got you, here's goals that we're looking forward to. And we do these bi-weekly calls. So many companies are scared of doing bi-weekly calls because they understand that their clients might not be the happiest, or there's issues they have to bring up. But that's the only way to see success, is to meet with them constantly and, have a process like that.
Because it gives you a time to solve the problems before they fester.
Exactly.
And now you turn issues into successes, and they're like, oh, now I'm happy. I want to be able to do this next. So, that is definitely the thing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I know we are coming up here on our time slot, so I do want to ask if you have any questions, concerns, things. I know you wanted to work on targeting and seeing if we could target people moving in, relocating. What's kind of where we at on that? Did you want to send me over some assets via email?
Yeah, I do. I want to send you some assets over. Are you guys trying to stay any particular, do you have a concentration of agents in a particular state, or are they just all over the country?
Yeah, we work with everyone, just U.S. based. We tried Canada for a little bit because we had a limiting belief that the U.S. was just a little funky, but Canada's even worse. So primarily just the U.S., all over the U.S. Any major market.
Success like, the majority of our clients are in Florida or Georgia or any particular state. So.
No, it's pretty spread out. I think Florida we have Tampa, Orlando. What's above Orlando? It's like Fort Lauderdale.
Well, Jacksonville. Well, above Orlando is going to be either Jacksonville,
I think it's Jacksonville.
Gainesville.
I think Jacksonville.
Okay.
Really, any major city, pretty big major
You've
city.
Got something going. Okay.
Yeah, New York, LA, Phoenix, like Cincinnati, Indianapolis, like any major city, really.
What I would say is that your marketing piece, while I know you are Facebook centric, should probably start out with an agent and go, let's pick where your farm area is. Let me get all the people in there.
Yeah.
And I can get you all the data for all the people that are there. Most of the time I have an email and a telephone number for them as well. But I can get that, and then what you would do is they would market, to them. So whether they start out with a EDDM drop of a postcard, but somehow to get the ball rolling. So the idea is they become famous. Those are things they don't know how to do, but somebody with proficiency, it makes it easy to go, that's part of your package. This is all you got to do. We're going to make it easy. One of the issues that I see happening all the time, especially to newer realtors, they're constantly bombarded by their brokerage and by hundreds of other people every single day about the next training that's going to help them succeed in their business. You've got to know this. Oh, the latest in that. The top 5 things. If you did this, you would get sellers tomorrow. It's like all this. So they're constantly training. They're constantly no.
Yeah.
What you need to do is start talking to the leads you got. You need a system that creates leads and communicate to those leads. That's all you need to do. Now, yes, you need to update your training and stuff. Sure, you got to stay on top of the forms and the legal changes and all that stuff. But all the other bullshit, no, you gotta stop being distracted and do your job.
Yeah, exactly. And some agents don't even really understand. Like, it's not even that they are doing the wrong thing on purpose. Some agents just don't even know.
Right.
Awesome. Well, I do have another call here in about 9 minutes, but is there anything you need me to?
No, right now, no. I'm going to get you stuff. I'll send that over. Love to continue this conversation, and and we can see where we go. All right.
Absolutely. Awesome. Sounds good. Well, have a great rest of your week, Dimitri. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns. We'll go from there.
All right. Very good.
Yep.
Thank you.
Take
All
care.
right. Bye bye.